Hi, I'm Crystal.
And I'm Zachariah. And you're listening to the Rom-Com Detectives.
Welcome to Rom-Com Detectives, episode 55, Better Brand Awareness, the next episode in our Mentalist unit. Today, Zachariah and I will be breaking down episode 22 of the first season called Blood Brothers.
This episode originally aired on May 12th, 2009. It was written by Erica Green Swafford and directed by John Polson.
So the reason we're calling Karin Zachariah is because she's sick. So she sounds a little hoarse. So, yeah.
This cold is brutal.
Okay, quick TV police update. The TV police and Rom-Com Detectives are almost perfectly synced up. They're going to be doing Blood Brothers next week and then the finale after that. And so normally we alternate with Castle and Lucifer, but just for fun, we're going to move our own finale breakdown up 1 week. Sorry, Lucifer. And so that means that we're going to finish season 1 in the same week as them. So yeah, just for fun. It's the only time it's ever going to happen because they're going to just take off after us. So...
Oh, yes, they will. Fun fact, also, we're recording on February 18th, which is
the
White Orchids Day.
Yay! 11 years ago, White Orchids aired and The Mentalist finished its run.
That's wild.
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of hard to believe, too. Like a year ago was the Reddit AMAs. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
No, it just happened. Time happens too fast.
Yeah. But yeah, today's a special day. It's a nice week. Okay, so let's get to the case briefing. Started off with the DVD booklet.
Yeah, the DVD booklet says, I thought we'd start with a ghost story. At a wilderness school for troubled teens, Patrick spins a campfire tale to catch a killer.
Spoilers.
I know this one goes right to the end. It's like, okay.
Before it was just the opener. Now it's the end.
Yep.
So the title relevance, this case revolves around a group of blood brothers at a youth detention camp. Basically, I mean, they don't call it that, right?
No, it's an accredited high school.
But it's about a group of blood brothers who follow someone named Zachariah, a local legend.
The victim and cause of death, Justin Prentice, is a 15-year-old student at the school. He was beaten and buried alive.
So the CBI, why the CBI is involved is not stated implicitly in the episode, but the body is found in the woods. So Karin thinks it was probably just state land. So that's why they're called in. And they don't say where Bright Arch School is. It's just in the woods. But I mean, I'm assuming they have to drive kind of decently far for it. So
yeah, they only go back to the CBI a couple times in this episode.
No, they do it kind of often. Yeah, they do a lot of traveling in this one, but it's kind of subtle. So
it is. The police chief says that they're on a mountain.
How far away is Sacramento from any mountains? Because I don't know.
The killer is Elliot, another student at the school. His motive is that he used a ghost story to control the students and teachers, but the victim laughed at him.
Then guest stars. I had thought initially that there weren't going to be that many to list here because a lot of the people were kids, but there were actually a decent amount. Elizabeth Bond, she played the instructor, the one that Jane ties up. She's from Grey's Anatomy, Bones, and Supernatural. The killer, Elliot, he was played by Cameron Monaghan, and he actually grew up and was in a lot of things, including over 120 episodes of Shameless, and he was on Gotham, and he was most recently on Tron Ares, which I did not see, but Karin saw. So
yeah, I did see that. I don't remember his part.
There's Ashley Crow. She played Chief Brody, and she was in Heroes. She was in 41 episodes. It's been too long, so I don't remember who she was in Heroes. But yeah, that was such a popular show back when it was airing. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it was. The first season was, at least.
yeah. Save the cheerleader, save the world. How did that hook us? But oh my god, it worked, right?
Oh, it was so good.
And the guy with the horn rim glasses. Oh my god, he was such a. Everybody was freaking out over him. Who is actually in The Mentalist? He plays Max Winter.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he does.
And then lastly, we have Clayton Roder. He played Asher McLean. He's from Dollhouse, Bones, Castle, but I mostly know him from the X Files. He is the Rain
Aha.
King.
All right.
Which has like one of my favorite quotes from Mulder. So someone tells him that he gazes at Scully, and he says, "I do not gaze at Scully." All right, Jane's skills in the episode. What do we have?
Yeah, so I found quite a few here. We got cold reading. He does a cold reading on why the police chief and the principal don't get along. Observation and tracking skills to find where the victim was buried. Physical misdirection to exchange items. He gives the teacher a water bottle to take her rope, and then he uses gaze shift to distract her. And then he also has knot tying and mind reading.
We should also add like ghost storytelling.
Oh, yes. He tells a good story.
He was good, yeah. Okay, episode breakdown. So it opens with Lisbon, Jane, and Rigsby following Chief Brody through the woods. I like that he's walking with a stick because I don't know about you, but as a kid, it added like a kitty kind of whimsy to him because I
Yeah,
mean, when you're walking in the woods when you're a kid, you want to have a stick, right? I mean, it's a practical thing, but it's
always.
just, but like as a kid, I just always wanted to have a stick going walking in the woods. I don't even know why. I don't think it was for practical reasons. I think I just thought that you're supposed to have a stick.
I feel like that's a mandatory thing being a kid in the
Yeah,
woods. You
yeah,
gotta you gotta find a
yeah.
cool stick.
So he's already like being antagonistic with this chief lady, but it gets even worse. He starts off by asking her, "What is this tree?" He's like had some kind of branch in his hand. He's like, "It smells good. What is this?" And she's like, "I don't know." So he that makes him think that she's not a local. But she's like, "I was born 5 miles down the road." So,
Just
uh,
don't care about trees. I love that. I mean, she's clearly not a park ranger here.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
she's a straight-laced cop.
I like that they open it right away and already Jane's already poking at people
Oh my
because
goodness. Yeah.
because she calls over the principal of the school and he already like is like pitting he can sense like tension between them, so he starts picking at that too, to the point where they're like, have some respect, and he quips at them, well, he's dead, he doesn't care how I talk to you. Which is such a Jane thing to say. Oh my god.
I love also they just kind of gloss over much of Lisbon's response in this episode too. She just kind of gives
Yeah,
some token like we apologize for everything, and they
yeah,
just keep going. She's not like reining him in at all.
yeah. I mean, she even gives him the reins too at some point,
Yeah.
right? I like this one because actually we need to keep track of how many people call him a clown because she's not going to be the first person, right? In fact, isn't she the second
Right.
person? Doesn't someone else call him a clown?
Oh, I don't recall. Probably.
What, I think maybe it was
Is
somebody
that
in
another thing to track?
Red Tide. Didn't the guy in Red Tide call him a clown? I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look. But yeah, she asks, "Do all CBI units come with a clown?" uh,
Oh.
But then, because she's done that, he takes the opportunity to show off, and he starts talking about all the things he's observing, and he actually takes them to the place up a place up on the hill where he says he was actually killed. I guess he's saying that because of the way that the body is positioned and all the injuries and things, he was killed elsewhere and then pushed down the hill. So
Yes. So he leaves, like he crosses the police boundary
with his stick.
and with his stick and says, "This is where your boundary really should be because this is where he was buried alive." Oh my goodness. That's so morbid.
Yeah. So the guy McLean gathers all his students and they talk about the boy's death. And one boy asks if they're still going to do their sacred fire ceremony. And this is the thing that comes at the end. He introduces Jane and Lisbon, and then they go to talk in his office. And then they're like stopped by his parents, the victim's parents, and they're obviously pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
And they try to actually attack him. Like, don't they push him or something? They're mad because he was
They
supposed to protect their
yeah.
kid, which
Yeah,
failed. So,
they get very close to the principal and Lisbon intervenes.
but she goes to talk to them, and they tell her that he was having behavior issues, so that's why they sent him there, and so they're upset that now he's dead. So. But meanwhile, Jane is talking to the principal, and he says they've been open for 10 years. And they get most of their students by word of mouth. And a girl comes in and brings him a drink, and she smiles awkwardly at Jane. But McLean says that she's one of their biggest success stories because she came to them like 9 months ago or something, and she was very troubled, and now she's I don't know, bringing him tea. Very successful.
It's
uh, and like later on, they bring up the mug. So that was one part of the Jane's like thing at the end where I can talk about it later, but I that didn't. I was just like, huh, that didn't work for me.
I know. Oh, it's yeah, it's pretty good.
So Jane wants to speak to Justin's friends, and McLean tells him that, well, one of my staff must always be present because that's the law, and I'm pretty sure he's telling the truth here, right? Like they're
Probably, yeah,
minors,
they're minors.
so they have to have someone present. Jane's like, huh, really?
What? The law?
It's like, oh my god, Gene, come on.
You're gonna
But
talk to
next,
me about the law?
but Cho wasn't around earlier, but he's here now, and he's searching the campgrounds. I guess he's looking. They're searching the tents. Rigsby says he hates the woods. He compares the camp to juvie, but Cho says that no, it's not, and so that gets Rigsby's attention. He's like, "You were in juvie," and he's like, "Yeah." They find a map, and Lisbon tells him to follow it. And so next, Jane goes. And so the reason Jane was pretending he didn't know what they're talking about was, that he wants to talk to these kids without anyone watching because that's
Yeah.
how he's gonna get that's how he's gonna get the information he needs, even though it's not legal.
Yeah. I mean, he knows he can build a rapport with these kids and he's not going to get the information he needs while they're being supervised by, I mean, they're basically their jailers here, right?
Yeah.
Um, all, everyone we see is being authoritarian and not relational with these kids.
So Jane comes to a rope tying class where there's an instructor. IMD named her Missy Jenkins, so we'll refer to her as that. Although I don't think she's ever called by name in the actual episode. But I was cringing at this scene because the way that he talks to her, and I mean, I didn't really see anything. They tried to make it so that it's like she's being really mean to the kids. So this is why he
Yeah.
steps in and embarrasses her and ties her up and gets her to run off. But I don't know. I mean, did you feel that she was being out of hand as a teacher? Because mm,
I don't, although we don't understand what he's like supposed to go to the reflection room or something. We don't really know what
yeah,
that entails. But I feel like it's more of a
it's like a
um
timeout because she didn't.
yeah,
She only assigned him to go to that room for an hour, which doesn't seem that bad. So
yeah. I feel like though what Jane is doing is more of a building building an us versus them
rapport with him.
mentality. Yeah,
Yeah.
just to get in
Get them to
faster.
open up.
Yeah.
But I felt bad for her is the thing
Yeah.
because he really, like, put her down,
Yeah, he
like,
did.
and it's like the way that they positioned them too. He looked super tall for some reason, and I guess it was because they were standing on an incline and he was standing a little bit higher than her, but he looked like a good, like, almost a foot taller than her. He, like, towered over her. So I guess they added that in so that, I don't know, they could make him seem more domineering in front of the kids, but yeah, I felt bad for her. Especially since she keeps appearing later on in the
She
episode.
does.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
doesn't speak, but she's there as like a
Yeah, she
support
pops up a
person.
lot. Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, so after she runs off, because he ties her hands up and she can't get out of it, so she has to go get the
Terrible.
principal. So they open up to him and tell him about the Axeman, Zachariah, who I am podcasting with right now.
Whoa.
They tell him about a kid who was found last year chopped up in a tree. And okay, so Jane asked if Zachariah is connected to Z Crew. So how did he hear about Z Crew? Was it written on one of the
It
rocks?
was graffitied in a few places. It's actually
Okay.
in the very opening shot of the episode. It's like cut into a tree. But then when they go
Um,
to the burial
the
site,
barrier, it's like on the
it's
rocks, right?
yeah, there's like three different graffitied
Hmm.
spots there with the letter Z or Z Crew.
So Lisbon comes back with the teacher and the principal, and she starts scolding him for what he did. And then so they go off on their own, and she keeps chewing him out. And in the middle of her like scolding him, a maintenance worker toots his horn because he's trying to get by on a golf court, and Jane just jumps on and ditches her.
I love this. In the script they just get to their car and get in
Yeah,
the car, and I think this is so much better
yeah,
because he's
yeah.
just like, "Okay, I
Okay,
you know,
I'm
he
done listening to you. Bye.
Yep, I'm done, bye." And there's never any follow through here. I mean, this is the worst that it gets with Lisbon,
Yeah,
um, really
I liked her
coming
reaction
down
though.
on
She's
him.
just like,
Yeah.
So next we go back to Cho and Rigsby. Cho is still stringing Rigsby along, making him think that he's read his personnel file. Rigsby asks why he was in juvie, and he just says the usual reasons.
I love it because it's like backstory, but it's not.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
just love it. I love this little detail.
It's so fitting because he's so like vague and closed off, and it fits really nicely with his personality. But while they're following that map that they found, they come upon a house. They find one of Justin's shoes, and so Rigsby's like, "Okay, I'll call forensics." And he's like, "I'm gonna mark this place," but he just puts a piece of paper
I
on a
know.
branch, and I was like, "Okay, that is gonna blow off in like the next 10 seconds, dude."
I know. I was thinking about because
He puts the paper, he squeezes it, it's gonna stick, and I was like, "Oh my god."
I'm reading the script at the same time, and in the script, like he goes into the scene carrying the shoe stuck out in his coat. So I think this was better to like remark it and come back to it. But yeah, it's so like he's in such a rush, and it's just I suppose that kind of works to market, but good luck, guys. Good luck.
It was just a plain piece of paper. It wasn't even like a sticky note or anything.
Nope.
Uh, so funny. So they approach the house and they're knocking and they're saying CBI, and this leads to one of Cho's most memorable quotes. It's on
Yes.
T-shirts and everything. So a guy approaches them and he's like holding a shotgun at them, and they're only he actually makes them get to their knees. And then Chief Rhodey
Uh-huh.
comes and saves him. She takes his gun away. She's like, "What are you doing?" But they take him back to the CBI, which, and I guess it's because he's in a lot of trouble because he pulled a gun on them, and Cho
Yep.
is telling him that. But he actually talks to this guy for a good amount of time. And actually, oh wait, let me look up this guy. Hang on, is he? I forgot to look this guy up. Hang on. I did not mention him in the guest stars because, hang on. His name is Winston, right? Okay. Because I saw him in the episode and I was like, oh my god, I know this guy. And I think he's from The Bodyguard. Not sure. He is! Oh my god. I was right. He's in The Bodyguard. He's the crazy guy who was one of her stalkers. You
Oh,
know, the guy they catch at the end who's not the killer?
yeah, he seems like he could play
Um,
that well.
because you know when he's holding the gun at them, he's making these crazy eyes, and I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
I know those crazy eyes." It's from The Bodyguard when at the end, they find the guy with the locker with all the pictures and everything, and he does this like scary like no, and like that really creeped me out when I saw The Bodyguard, and I remember that crazy look in his eyes. So I was like, "That's him! It is him! Oh my god, so funny." Donuts is gonna lose it. She's gonna be, how can you recognize someone from their crazy eyes?
Oh,
Donuts is always more. She was our guest on Lucifer a couple weeks ago, and she's always freaking out at how I can recognize people from other TV shows.
it's a skill.
So, Cho and Winston actually have a pretty in depth conversation. It's a pretty long scene. He basically tells him that he's being terrorized by these kids at the school, that they wear masks and they throw paint and balloons at his house and everything. And so, this is actually a pretty important part of what Jane needs to figure out who did what, because Winston's house
Mm-hmm.
has poison oak, right? So that's how he ends
Yep.
up figuring some. That's how it helps him put together things. So Jane and Lisbon return to school the next day, and Jane asks about Zachariah again, and McLean denies it. Jane starts being like his own Jane self. He's like picking at this guy, calling him liar, liar, pants on fire. He's being,
Oh my
I
goodness.
I feel like he's doing this specifically to McLean because he knows that he is around kids all the time. So he's probably like got buttons to push when adults are acting childish.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because he does kind of do this similar when he's another high school case, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Something's rotten in Redmond, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He seems to like picking at principals when he can smell that there something's wrong with them. When something's rotten, something's rotten in Bright Arch. But he's pushing him pretty hard, and finally Lisbon's like, "Let's put a pin in that." And she brings up Mr. Winston. He calls him crazy and says he has a vendetta against his school. He badmouths Brody again, and so he has like this kind of nobody likes this kind of attitude. He gathers up the kids again, and he introduces Lisbon, and then Lisbon just turns it over to
It's
Jane.
over
She's
to
like, "Jane,
Jane.
take it away." And he's like, "What? What?
I know. I love the
What?"
look there between Jane or between Lisbon and the principal at that point because she's just
Yeah.
like, "That's what we're gonna do."
But yeah, she just gives him the stage this whole episode, basically. Yeah,
Yep.
I like that. Jane asks, "Who wants to see magic?" And he just has him look at his hands while he's watching them, and he zeroes in on a kid named Oren who's scratching his leg, which is what I mentioned about the poison ivy thing. It, is it poison ivy or poison oak? Because we don't have those
Oak.
here in Hawaii.
Yeah, poison oak, I believe.
Okay, okay. And what is the difference?
I mean, they're very similar as far as what they do. It's just what
Uh,
kind of plant they come from.
okay. So he picks out Oren as a volunteer and brings him up and says he's going to read his thoughts. And then he tells him about, oh, you were at Mr. Winston's house throwing paint bombs. And so he freaks out and he pulls him aside from our questioning. The guy McLean tells him that he can ask for a lawyer, but he declines. And then Jane starts asking about Zachariah again. He had the kid Oren's like, you can't read minds, can you? He's like, no, I can't read minds.
You know, brings him along a little bit though, because Oren's like, "Why do you need to talk to me if you could just read my mind?"
But he's the one who finally tells him about the actual legend of like Zachariah's origin story, because earlier they
Okay.
had talked about what Zachariah did, but this is what how Zachariah became like known as like. So basically, he was a lumberjack, and he was left for dead by his fellow lumberjacks, and so he got himself free, and he went back and he killed all the lumberjacks, and the lumber camp that he killed them at is where Bright Arch is right now. So.
Dun dun dun.
But Oren explains that Z Crew is a secret club and they put on masks and they go out in the woods and they do things like naughty kid things. So
And they don't talk, so they don't know who each other
yeah,
are.
yeah. They only know who invites them into Z Crew. So he tells them that Brian is the one who invited them. So next we go to Rigsby and Cho, and they're approaching the guy Brian, and the kid Brian just gets up and starts running, and Cho's like, or when does Cho say, "I got this"? He says before, yeah. He says, "I
Yeah,
got
he
this." So
says it
Rigsby's like,
before
"No, no, I got
Brian
it."
runs.
And then
And
Brian
then
runs.
Brian takes off running,
Yeah.
and Joe's like, "Go ahead, go get him."
But Rigsby tackles him so hard that they fall into the lake, and we actually have this as an emoji in the bullpen. Cho goes nice. It's from this episode. But yeah, so Brian tells them that the kid who invited him left last year, and that they only communicate through sign language when they're doing their Z Crew activities. But he insists that they don't have anything to do with what happened to Justin. He tells them that they should look into Cassie, which is the girl who brought the guy tea. He says that the victim Justin was in love with her, and he saw them arguing. Yeah, so that's how they start honing in on Cassie. Rigsby is trying he's trying to wash himself off. He's just wearing his underwear. And then of course Van Pelt arrives. I love that he's like freaking out about the mud on his shoulder and everything. He's like, "Oh, what's that?"
Yeah.
But Rigsby complains to Show about the shirt size that he got him, and he smirks. So do you think he got him a small size on purpose?
I wouldn't put it past him. It's so hilarious. It's one of the best things about this episode is
Yeah.
watching Rigsby try to put that shirt on.
Yeah, that's actually one of our other Nitro emojis in the bulletin. It's Rigsby trying to put that shirt on. But there's been reports that Cassie's missing and they're going to go search for her. And Jane's like, "Oh, that sounds tedious." And you can tell that he already has like an idea of where she is. So that's why he's just like, "Oh, yeah, I'm out."
Yeah. Yeah.
He picks a daisy, and then there Jane is making a chain of daisies. He's making like a daisy crown, and he's just hanging out under a bridge. And this is like I'm pretty sure he's specifically hanging out under there because he knows what's about to happen. He's just waiting, right? And sure
Yeah.
enough, a car, because the bridge that he's waiting under has the gate to the school. So when the car stops to open the gate, he goes up there and it's McLean. He's like trying to leave. He's like, "Oh, where are you going?" "I'm going into town." And so
Why would he be going into town
I don't
when they're
know.
looking for a
When they're
missing
searching for her,
student?
yeah. It's not a very good
Oh,
excuse, man.
no. So, I mean, yes, Jane is like, "Yeah, I got the right guy right here. This is it."
I liked that the guy is like, "Can you go shut the gate?" He's like, "No, as soon as I get out, you're gonna drive away." Like, he knows the jig is up, so he's just like very transparent about what's going on. And he talks to Cassie, and she reveals herself. She is hiding in the back. And I like this scene when he hands her the daisy crown and she puts it on. It's
Mhm.
really cute.
Mhm.
They drive back, and Jane reveals that McLean was driving her away because he was having sex with her. Which, ew! I did.
Oh,
I mean, I guess they were kind of hinting at it, but I think when I first saw the episode, I didn't really think it was going to go in that direction.
yeah.
Did you pick that up? Because it just came out of nowhere for me. I was just like, "What?"
Yeah, no. I really feel like it comes out of nowhere. But, I mean, if you look back, you can kinda see signs of it,
Yeah, yeah,
but no, I think they want this to be a shocking revelation right
yeah,
here.
yeah. But geez, he's got balls because he refuses to speak, and then he like barks at her. "Don't say anything." It's like, wow. That makes him look even worse, but I guess at that
Uh-huh.
point he's like just trying to do whatever to save his own skin. So, but Chief Brody actually slaps him in the face.
Yes. He's like, I knew I didn't like you for a good reason.
Yeah. But Lisbon says they're going to take him back to Sacramento. And so next we go back to the CBI. So this is more traveling. We've been forgetting to keep track of the travel. But because yeah, they had
They brought
gone, they went back
they
the
brought
next day,
back
then they brought back Winston, and then they went back again, and then now they're back at the CBI. So this is like, I don't know. I think we're on trip like 4 or something like that.
yeah,
Um,
I'm not sure. I would
3 or
think this
4,
might be just day 2,
day 2. Okay.
maybe. At well, because when after the knot tying incident, they said they would come back in the morning.
Yeah, yeah,
And following that, Cho and Rigsby stayed on and brought back Winston.
yeah. So over the course of 3 days, probably because they go
Something like
back.
that.
They have two, one one where they leave before night and come back the next morning, and then they have 2 nights there. I think where they go. Yeah, yeah. Because Winston happens like they bring him back, and it's nighttime in Sacramento, and then the next day they're trying to go back before dark so that they can go to the sacred fire ceremony. So yeah, I think 3 days. So at the CBI, Lisbon is questioning Cassie. She tries to deny her. I don't know. Do you think that Lisbon was like kind of leading? Like instead of bringing, like having her talk about it, it kind of felt like Lisbon was being a little overly suggestive. But I kept thinking, oh, we need Olivia Benson.
True. True. I did think it was as good they actually had a witness. They had the same
Missy Jenkins.
yeah,
Yeah, because she
the
was sitting
same
there. Yeah,
yeah, so that they had, she wasn't alone with Lisbon at this time.
yeah.
Yeah, I felt like Lisbon was trying to just be plain in her language, maybe.
Mm,
Is how I kind of took it. She just didn't want to be vague in her questions. She
yeah.
wanted to make sure they were on the same page.
But so the girl finally admits that she was having a sexual relationship with the guy McLean, but she doesn't want, like, Jane can sense that like someone was, because she was being a little hazy about the consent, right? She was like, I guess
Yeah,
so. And
yeah,
like, so it was like she was insinuating that she was under orders to sleep with him, kind of thing. But she
yeah.
wouldn't say who it was. Like they think that it's this mythical person Zachariah, because Lisbon's trying to tell her, he doesn't exist. You know that, right? But she's so scared
Yeah.
that she won't
So it's
say
like
who it is.
she's not scared of this man who's been raping her. She thinks
Yeah,
he's kind of a joke, but it's
yeah,
really Zachariah that is scaring her, which is so speaks to so much trauma that these
yeah.
kids brought to this camp, that they are really tough, come up in really tough situations.
So she's really afraid to speak, but do you think she just didn't know who he was? Because that kid Elliot was actually always hiding behind the mask. So I
Right,
feel like if he was
right,
doing anything, like he was even doing it to the guy Justin, right? So I feel like he might
yeah,
have been doing that with Cassie too. He was just controlling them while they didn't know who he was, kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. I think the details, when you get down to like why Zachariah is having her do this, it comes down to kind of, you have to kind of read behind the lines. Like,
I think he just wanted to control people, right? He just liked
yeah,
having he liked having control of the other kids and having them
like
do
he was,
whatever he wanted.
yeah, but he was using this to control the principal
Yeah. Okay.
also. Like, I think at one point they talk about how he's like using it as blackmail
Mm.
for the principal to get away
Mm.
with like their nighttime activities.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's not outrightly stated. And I feel like it makes the principal even more of a creep if he knew that people knew he was sleeping with Cassie and still continued to do it.
Yeah. So Lisbon goes to interrogation and tells Rigsby to book McLean for statutory rape. He presses him, but he lawyers up. And then Jane says they need to go back to Bright Arch for the Sacred Fire ritual because he knows that the person that they're looking for, the person who killed Justin, is not McLean. He's just, I mean, not just, but he's a pedophile, but he's not the killer. So they've already busted him, so they still got to bust the killer. So that's why he wants to go back. But I find this part so amusing because when you think about the nitty gritty of what had to happen for this,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
He
Yes.
he had to have Rigsby dress up in that outfit, cover himself with leaves, and then lie there for who knows how long.
For like hours, like while he's waiting for, all the kids have to arrive, they have to start the fire, all of it. Rigsby is just there.
And Rigsby's so huge too.
It's amazing he didn't get stepped on
I know. Maybe
at
he
some
did.
point.
I could just, and he doesn't like kids, right? They're like talking to mud. So I can just
Right,
imagine him
right.
lying there in those leaves thinking, oh my God, get it on with it. How long do I have to lie here? There's probably bugs and everything in the leaves and everything
Oh.
too, right? So, and he said he hates the woods. So even worse.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Why did Jane pick Rigsby?
I wonder if if they're gonna talk about on TV Police whether there was some discussion about whether it would be Cho or Rigsby because Cho seems like the better thing just because of Rigsby's size. He's so much more to hide from these kids. Maybe they lost some kind of like rock paper scissors and it had to be Rigsby. But during the sacred fire ritual, Jane starts telling a ghost story. He embellishes the tale of Zachariah. And he tells him how the townspeople gathered up and they built a bonfire and they burned Zachariah alive. So he adds to the legend. He says that you have to
Mhm.
mark the ground with a Z and say his name 3 times and he'll rise up and take the evildoer. But the
Ooh.
kid, this kid Elliot, who we've only seen very briefly up until this point,
Yeah.
they had a lot of red herring kids along the way.
Yeah.
Like they had Cassie, they had Oren, they had Brian, they had all these other kids that we're looking at, and then this kid Elliot just kind of I think he only asked about the sacred fire ritual in the beginning, but that's it. So they kind of
Yeah.
pull him out of nowhere, and I kind of like that because it was a nice surprise. But he calls Jane's tale weak, and then Jane gets all the kids riled up. He gets them to say his name 3 times, and then he tells Elliot to mark the ground to Z, and then that's Rigsby's cue. He jumps out of the leaves
It
and
is so
grabs
good.
him. He grabs his arm until he screams his confession. And then when they reveal him, he's like, I knew it was a joke.
I didn't really kill anybody.
It's so funny though because I mean it just so happens that Jane does this thing to him and embarrasses him and that's why he killed Justin because he was embarrassed,
Yeah.
right? He didn't like being
Yeah.
laughed at. Um and he does lunge for Jane, but Rigsby has to stop him.
Yes.
So
Whew. Yeah. I find it interesting also. They tell the story earlier of the townie who died a year
yeah.
ago and
Yeah.
was chopped up and left in the trees or whatever. And I'm just not sure if that's a
Real.
real story or if it's just part of the mythos
Yeah.
or if Elliot did it or like they don't
They
follow
don't
up on
say
it at
yeah.
all.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting. I didn't really think about that. So the kid, though, he wants to know how Jane caught him. he tells, so this is where I was talking about earlier. So Jane tells him that, and I feel like Jane is being very dismissive of him at this point because Jane, in general, for obvious reasons, he doesn't have a high opinion of the killers that he busts. So I feel like
Yeah.
this happens this is a recurring thing where basically once he catches them, he's just like, okay, I caught you, bye, because they're
Yeah.
no longer worth his time because he's figured it out, he's busted them, his interest is he's not interested anymore, right? So
And I feel also like Elliot is feeling like hot stuff right now. Like
yeah,
he pulled
he's
off
very smug.
something, yeah, very smug. Feels like yeah, he was super smart and he fooled all the adults and manipulated all these people. And I think this is a way for Jane just to kind of knock him back a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, no, I'm smarter than you.
yeah.
You're done.
Because yeah, he thinks. Oh, I think he even says nothing's gonna happen to me. I'm a minor.
Yeah.
So I mean, he probably thinks he's just gonna
Yeah.
end up back at Bright Arch, right?
Yeah. And this is really his breeding ground, right? It's like his origin story.
Yeah.
He's building his psychopathic self right here.
There's an episode later on where they have to go look at Jane's previous cases on people that he might have pissed off, and I think this kid would have
Oh,
made a good candidate for
oh
a
my
suspect.
goodness. Yes. Like whatever happened to that kid? That would have been really good.
Yeah,
Follow up
yeah,
on this guy.
that would have been a good callback. But yeah, so Jane actually stops and he tells him what clued him in. He says that because Elliot says he was ordering Cassie to sleep with McLean, and Justin found out, and so he got angry, and and he tried to scare him off as Zachariah, like under the mask. He unmasked him, and because he laughed at him, he hit him with a rock, and that's how Justin died. But they don't go into like the whole burying thing.
Right.
Like
So he would have,
what like I think he hit him with I'm guessing from through context clues is that he hit him with a rock. He wasn't dead, so he buried him, and then he got up out of the shallow grave that he was buried in, and he stumbled and he fell down the hill, and that's where they found him.
yeah, yeah. I know they leave a lot for you to just kind of piece together yourself in this episode.
Yeah. Because I feel like there was like this whole sequence of things that they actually skipped over in that flashback. So
Yeah. Yeah.
because they make like in the flashback that he hits him with the rock and that's it. But in the beginning, the whole thing was that, he was buried and he got moved somehow. But I think I'm guessing that he wasn't actually dead and he got up
Yeah. Like he was just knocked out. Yeah.
and then Jane mentions the cup that Cassie brought to McLean had a bunch of Z's
Yes.
on it. And I was just like,
Yes.
he said that was a warning to McLean through Cassie. And I was just like,
Right. That
what?
yes, this is the piece that I'm like I really wish they could have spent more time on this
It was a
because
stretch.
it really is. It's like that's why I'm like it's like a reminder that of the it's like blackmail. And this is how because I was wondering like when they're talking to the homeowner, what's his name? When
Winston.
they're talking yeah, when they're talking to Winston and he's talking about how these kids are always terrorizing his house. I'm like, how are these kids leaving camp this often?
Mm.
And I think this is part of the piece that is that Zachariah was maybe this is when Cassie was sleeping with
Mhm.
the principal as a distraction so they could get out or
Ah.
it's a blackmail like we're going to do what we want because we know you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, true. Because they
And
never say that Cassie is part of Z Crew,
no,
right? She seems to be just a pawn of Elliot's. So
yeah, but yes, the mug had a row of Z's on it.
it's a warning.
A warning.
Ominous tea. But he says that Elliot's been there the longest, that he wanted the sacred fire ceremony, and that when he told the Zachariah tale at the campfire, that he was contemptuous, so that clued him in.
So why did this kid want this campfire so much? If Jane hadn't been there, what would they have done at this campfire that this kid was so excited about?
I don't know. I feel like they never got to the sacred fire
No,
ceremony.
no.
He preempted it with his ghost story. But Jane goes outside and he sees Van Pelt talking to the family. He tries to run away, but Van Pelt catches him. He's like, "Oh, there he
Yep.
is!" So he oops, he goes to talk to them, and they thank him. This is something that he doesn't like. He doesn't like being thanked for his help, and I like this aspect of Jane's personality. It's like a nice little small detail. I think it's just like, what do you think this comes from? I think this just stems from his own like trauma.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he never got to have this moment for himself. He never got to thank anyone for solving his family's murder. So that's why he's here, right? He's trying to reverse his karma. He's trying to find Red John, but he never got to have this moment. I feel like that's what I tell myself why he doesn't like to speak to families, because it just reminds him of the moment that he never got to have, kind of thing.
Yeah. He doesn't have the closure. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a weird kind of envy, So it makes
Yeah.
him uncomfortable, I feel like. Plus, it's like they're thanking him for what he did, and yet he hasn't been able to do it for himself yet. So I feel like
Yeah.
it's like tied to his own guilt and self-loathing,
Yeah.
like he mentions. So yeah, that's my own headcanon.
Sure.
He does tell the parents that your son died saving a young girl, and you should be proud. So
Aw.
yeah. But yeah, that's the end of the episode. And I wanted to mention that it's kind of cool now, after watching this whole season of TV Police, to just see the credits and like
Yeah.
recognize all these names now, right? Like they've
Yeah.
interviewed all these people, and you're like, oh, I know what that person looks like now, and I've seen them on their podcast, so it's kind of cool. And also, I laugh whenever the screen comes up with music by Blake Neely.
Yes.
Okay, cold reading. At what point does Jane crack the case?
He does kind of spell it out at the end, but I noticed that they established early on that most kids spend a year at this camp, but when they introduce Elliot, he's been there for 2 years, and I think that's the first red flag, because
Mm,
they really hold him back for a lot of this episode. They don't really lead you towards Elliot at all, apart
yeah,
from that.
yeah. So when was that? Was that at the first meeting of all the kids,
Yeah.
or was that at the rope class?
Um, I believe it's in their first meeting.
Okay. All right. Hot reading. What did you find in the script?
Okay, let me see. Just a few little tidbits here. After the local law enforcement, Chief Brody, when she calls Jane a clown, the script specifies that Lisbon doesn't like it when other cops have a go at Jane, especially other female cops.
Back off,
When
my Jane.
That's right, that's right. When Cassie brings McLean the cup of tea, the script says, "We don't notice or at least pay any attention to the letter Z's that form the cup's motif."
But they did zero in on the cup.
They do, but it's mostly covered by her hand. And I mean,
Um,
they just needed to put it in the script in a way that, yeah, helped the director inform his choices. When Rigsby's cleaning up after the pond incident, there's a couple more lines there in the script. Jane observes, "Gave you some trouble, huh?" And Rigsby says, "Nah, he had quick reflexes. Shouldn't you be talking to him?" And Jane says, "It's too nice out to be indoors." And Cho says, 16 years old and what, 150, 160 pounds maximum? And Rigsby's like, "I got him, didn't I?" Before the big campfire scene, they're back at the office. Jane is sizing up everyone on the team to choose who will be best to go along with his plan.
Oh, that's what I was talking
Yeah,
about. How they picked
so
Rigsby.
she's like, it the way they set it out, it's kind of like he's just kind of sizing them up as he's talking to them. Like, can I convince Cho to go? Like, he's just kind of looking at everybody. a little closely and then settles on Rigsby.
So this sounds like a different version of what they actually have in the actual episode because he's like talking to them through the scene and then he tells Rigsby and I are going to have a cup of tea and then we'll
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like it, it's just really subtle. They do show
yeah.
him just kind of walking around the table in that
Yeah.
scene. That's kind of
Yeah.
what it translated to, is that he's walking around the table and he's just kind of just watching everybody as he's talking to them, and he selects Rigsby to go. Yeah, he doesn't talk about plans. He's just in the script is like Rigsby, the winner. Oh, and um, in the script, he says he wants a cup of coffee before they leave. But on screen, of course, it's
It's
tea.
tea.
At the end, there was this really fun moment when Jane leaves the building after they catch Elliot. He walks by a patch of foliage and says, "Come on, Rigsby, you're not fooling anyone." And the foliage stands up, and it's Rigsby in the ghillie suit, and he's disappointed. And he says, "How'd you know?" And Jane says, "Poplars don't grow around here."
Oh, I would have liked to see that in the episode. All right, let's get to our rewatch checklist.
For the Gisman moments, they don't spend a lot of time in the episode together. But as we mentioned earlier, Jane is given a lot of leeway. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
trust being shown here. And most outstanding to me was when Lisbon's given the floor to talk to the kids, and then she immediately turns it over to Jane. It's like,
Yeah.
do your thing, Jane, because she knows how it's gonna go.
This is my arsenal, my crime fighting arsenal right here.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, locations. So we have put down Blue Glass Building to look for, and we have Pacific Palms Resort. And so I'm adding this one. It's a camp, so but I'm gonna just call it Bright Arch because it's the first episode that we see it in. But it comes back repeatedly. I think they use it in Green Forest, the one with Abbott in season 6, and it's also used in my one of my favorite episodes, Cheap Burgundy, with what the heck is her name? Oh my god,
With Agent Darcy.
Darcy, Agent Darcy. Yeah. But yeah, so it comes back a couple of times. Then no updates to punch list. Suit watch, I think, even though I said that they spend 3 days here, I only wrote down 2 suits. He has a dark gray jacket with a black vest or a dark or a charcoal vest, and he's got a white shirt with thick light blue stripes. And then the next day he's wearing a matching light gray suit with a white shirt with dark blue or black stripes. No additions to Cheat Watch, Revenge Watch, The Revenge on Timeline, or Lisbon Watch. She did not hold her badge upside down, but she did show
Yeah.
it very strangely, right? Like she held it up with her 2 fingers, like she was pinching it. It was kind of strange. It was when the parents got in McLean's face.
Mm,
She held up her
yep.
badge like this.
She
It
didn't
was
have enough time to grab it properly.
it actually it wasn't her wallet badge. It was her actual shield thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's what she held up. Maybe that's why. Now I have wallet badge stuck in my head.
TV police have succeeded.
Okay, let's get to Jane's Harometer. This is where we consult with our friend in the bullpen, Expanse Lover, and we rate Jane's hair in the episode. So I'm gonna give this another 8. His hair looked really good in this.
Yeah,
It was dark with like nice light blonde highlights, and it looks really good throughout the whole episode. So
yeah. That's what I agree. It was like magic hair because he's outside like the whole time,
mhm.
and it's just solid, like
All
perfect
right.
hair.
Yeah, yeah. No wind. He just looks windswept. Okay, so Expanse Lover's hair analysis. Simon's hair is just lovely in this episode. Soft curls tickling around his ears and collar. The occasional soft golden light from behind, giving him a halo. And then she put a melting emoji. And especially when Jane is creating the daisy ring for Cassie, I give his hair an 8.
Nice.
Okay, favorite lines. Mine is just chose the ever popular. We do need better brand awareness, and actually, I have to admit that I had totally forgotten that it was from this episode.
Yes. It's easy to forget things like that.
Yeah.
There's always something just amazing in every episode we watch. I put Cho and Rigsby talking about the personnel files because I love how often it came up. Like they brought it up multiple times. Um, so I put down Cho says that he's read Rigsby's file, which Rigsby isn't sure is legal. And Rigsby wants to know what's in it. And Cho says, "You know what it says. It's your life. I didn't know you were adopted, but other than that, no surprises." And when Rigsby adopted, what? Cho just says, "Kidding."
Yeah, because we didn't bring it up, but he actually talks about it with Van Pelt. He's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
would you ever read one of your coworkers' personnel files?" And she's like, "No."
No. Why would I do that? Getting in his head. So do you think he actually read the file?
No, I don't think so. He's just messing with him.
The Cho Zinger of the week. Of course, we had to go with the standby here. It's
Yeah.
CBI, CBI, like that's supposed to mean something. And Joe says, "Yeah, we do need better brand awareness."
So I started watching Will Trent, and I find it so
Ah,
funny that they're the GBI. It sounds so
yes,
similar to the CBI.
yes, I agree. And Will Trent wears a three-piece suit, although
Yeah, yeah.
it's not as stylish as Patrick Jane,
See,
but
now yeah, but now I'm wondering, would Gene have been enhanced with a Betty at his side?
oh goodness.
Because
Oh goodness.
I mean, Gene loves dogs, but he seems to like big dogs, right? He's always seen petting big dogs.
Yeah,
I don't think we ever see him like interacting with LaRoche's dog or anything, right?
no, I don't think so.
Uh.
I don't know. I think that might have been too powerful.
Okay, well, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll come back with a brand new Memory Palace quiz. All right, we are back with a new Memory Palace quiz for you all this week. The way this works is I'm going to ask 6 questions about the episode we just discussed, and you guys will have 5 seconds to come up with the answer. Are you ready, Karen?
Okay, let's see.
Okay, question 1. What color paint did Z Crew attack Winston's house with?
Red.
Very good. Okay. Question 2. According to the legend, what part of Zachariah's body got pinned down?
Want to say his left arm.
I don't think they specify which arm, but it's his arm. So yeah, you
One of
get
his arms.
yeah. Question 3. What color are the Bright Arch hoodies?
Pale yellow?
No, those are the t-shirts. The hoodies
Those
are
are
like a
oh
burnt orange.
man.
Okay, question 4. What location does Cho compare Bright Arch to? Because Rigsby says, "Oh, this place is like
Okay.
juvie," and Cho says, "This place is like blank compared to juvie."
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
It's Cancun.
Cancun. Nice.
Okay, question 5. Who does Jane tell McLean he looks like?
Oh, I know. I know it. He's like wearing a soldier costume or something, soldier outfit or
Yeah, he sees a
camouflage
picture
or
of him in his office, and he's
um
like, "You look like
yeah.
blank in this."
Oh, No, I know I got the wrong name. I'm thinking Bruce Willis, but I know that's wrong.
No, he says Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're not doing so good, Karen. You only have 2
No.
points.
Oh no. Telling you this cold is sapping the life. Oh,
Okay, this one is really hard. Really, really hard.
okay.
I will be surprised if any of our listeners get this. What is the motto of Bright Arch School?
Is this like on the shirts or something?
It's on the sign. They briefly flash on the sign of the school in the beginning, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make that my heart."
Yeah, I don't know.
It's he who hesitates is lost.
That's so pretentious.
I can just imagine that guy McLean like looking up like insightful quotes that he can use. That one sounds good.
Picking
I
out
don't
the
know what it
stencil.
means, but okay. Any last thoughts from you? I like this one. It was a good standalone. It had a lot of funny moments, especially the t-shirt bit with Cho
Yes.
and Rigsby.
I'd say it's all worth it for the t-shirt scene and for Jane making the daisy chain, the daisy
Yeah,
crown.
yeah.
I like those two bits and Cho's
Zinger.
zinger. Yeah. Yeah, there's some really great moments in this. Although the teenagers getting in trouble like this always makes me sad.
Yeah. All right. If you're enjoying Rom-Com Detectives, please consider taking a minute to leave us a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you're on Spotify, Reddit, or YouTube, leave us a comment answering our question of the week by telling us whether they only had that shirt size or whether Cho got that one on purpose. If you'd like to join additional conversations about The Mentalist, you can visit the Mentalist subreddit at reddit.com/r/The Mentalist, and you can join the Mentalist Bullpen Discord server linked in the sidebar. To contact me and Karen, email us at host@romcomdetectives.com. You can follow us on Instagram, Blue Sky, or Threads at romcomdetectives. If you'd like to ask us a question or tell us your own thoughts about the episode, you can leave us a voicemail or text message at 1-650-733-XOXO or 9696. This episode of Rom-Com Detectives was recorded on February 18, 2026. Rom-Com Detectives Mentalist Unit is co-hosted by Crystal Watanabe and Karin Lubbers and is produced by Pico's House. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll catch you guys next time for our finale breakdown of episode 23, Red John's Footsteps.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.